Hey everyone, and welcome to Cooking Companion TV. I'm Jenna Edwards, and you're watching a recipe demo of cauliflower steak with walnut-caper salsa. This recipe comes from Yodam Ottolenghi, so watch the demo and then keep watching for my thoughts on whether it's worth all the effort. Let's start with toasting walnuts on a rimmed baking sheet, tossing once until golden brown or 7 to 10 minutes, and then let them cool. While they bake and cool, we'll drain and dry some capers. Dry them well because they're going in hot oil, and water and hot oil do not mix. Once your capers are in the oil, swirl them often until they burst and they're golden brown and crisp, about 5 minutes. Carefully pour them into a heat-proof bowl and let them cool. And I'm taking a whole jalapeno to soak in the hot oil so I get the flavor without the heat. That's my personal adjustment, and I'll explain why in the blog. By now, the walnuts should be cool enough to coarsely chop. We'll move on to zesting a lemon, and if you want a deeper tutorial on how to properly zest, see my video on just that. Mix in the zest with the walnuts and add chopped parsley. I'm using pre-chopped parsley from preserving a previous batch, which is another technique you can find on my channel. Add currants or golden raisins with red wine vinegar. Season with salt. And add the capers and the jalapeno in oil. And now mix together. This is the salsa, and it can be made one day ahead. I made 2 substitutions, and I'll go into more detail in the blog at cookingcompaniontv.com. Now for the cauliflower steak. Remove only the toughest outer leaves from the cauliflower. You can leave on any tender inner leaves. Trim the stem to create a flat base. Now, resting the cauliflower on the stem, we're going to cut it in half from top to bottom, creating 2 lobes with the stem attached. This is also a fantastic demonstration of why vegans and vegetarians also need a meat cleaver. Now trim the outer rounded edge of each piece to create 2 1.5-inch thick steaks. So the stem should hold the florets together, at least in the middle. And there's your steak. Very coarsely chop the remaining florets. We're going to boil the leftover florets in a large saucepan of boiling salted water until they're very tender, 6 to 8 minutes. In the meantime, prep some lemon juice, finely minced garlic, and tahini. Drain the florets, then process in a food processor with the garlic, lemon juice, tahini, and 1 tablespoon of water, and process it until it's smooth and season with salt, and set it aside. Now we need 2 3-inch strips of lemon zest, so carefully take a vegetable peeler and just barely break the surface of the lemon peel. It worked best for me when I slowly rocked the peeler back and forth to make my way around the peel and keep it all in one piece. If you happen to get some of the white on the zest, scrape it off. That white part cooks bitter and it'll permeate the entire dish, and there's no way to get rid of it once you start cooking, so take care of it now. Now for the really fun part. Heat oil in a large skillet over medium-high and add butter, swirling until it melts. This is the only non-vegan part, so vegans, if you know your butter can handle high heat and brown well, then add it here. Otherwise, try it without the butter. Once it's melted, then add the cauliflower steaks. Throw in a couple oregano sprigs and those lemon zest strips. Then cook, gently lifting up the cauliflower occasionally to let the hot fat run underneath until the steaks are deep golden brown. Once they're browned, turn the steaks and season with salt, and then transfer the entire skillet to the oven and roast until the cauliflower stems are fork tender, about 10 to 15 minutes. I had to roast mine closer to 15 minutes before the knife slid right into the stalks like butter. And now you can get creative with the plating. Spoon some cauliflower puree onto the plates and place the steaks on top. Then spoon some salsa over the steaks and voila, restaurant quality cauliflower steaks. This was a lot of work, and I'd only do a double recipe if I ever did this again. It's too much cleaning for just 2 people, but it was really, really good. Of course, if the salsa is made ahead, maybe it wouldn't seem like so much all at once. Nonetheless, I couldn't stop eating it once I started. So get the recipe and the full notes at cookingcompaniontv.com. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to this channel for more demos just like this. I'm Jenna Edwards, and thanks for watching.